Good afternoon. So we are going to use this video to explain the marking scheme of your mock exam. For the map reading questions, because I can't give you the map right now and I want to discuss with you with the map, so I will use the supplementary lessons next week to discuss with you all. So I skip the map reading questions. So let's go to the other MC question on page 3. So for question 7, so this is the plate boundary X, so which is a constructive plate boundary, and also a landform called mid-oceanic ridge. So which of the following increase with increasing distance from X to the South America, which towards the South America? So as we can see, the option number 1 is the risk of submarine earthquake. Submarine earthquake means the earthquake found on the sea. So the high risk of submarine earthquake is found along the plate boundary here. Increasing distance towards the South America, the risk will be lower, not increase. So number 1 is not correct. So you can delete option 1 and option A and option C. So number 2, age of oceanic lithosphere means the rock. So along the plate boundary, the rock is the newest. When they increase distance, the rock is getting older. So towards the South America, the rock is the oldest, so it's increased with increasing distance from X. So number 2, correct. The amount of sediment deposit, because the plate movement towards X, so the amount of sediments also increase, and the sediments are deposited along the plate boundary at South American plate. So the answer is also correct. The answer will be dot. So next one is the precaution for reducing the loss in the tsunami. Precaution. So number 1, building evacuation routes, correct. So let the people to do evacuation. So building temporary house 臨時房屋, so this is after the hazard, so needs no precaution. So the answer will be 1 and 3. Monitoring seismic wave, correct. The answer will be boy. Next one, which of the following about the coastal landform feature? So it's formed a headland. So first of all, X is a wave cut platform. So this is the wave cut platform, which is formed a headland, correct. Undercutting of rocks is the main formation process. Number 2, so it's also correct. So they will undercut the rock, 下食, so it's correct. So it's likely to be covered during high low tide. No, it's high tide. OK， 個水位嘅高低，咁一定係高嘅時候先冚住佢嘅，唔係低嘅時候冚住。So the answer should be A. Number 10 is about the direction of longshore drift. So we can see the longshore drift directions. And which of the following show you the prevailing wind? As we teach you before, the sediments are accumulated in this angle, this part. So we must know that the direction of the wind should be hit like this. So the answer should be boy. Or another way, we can use the elimination, so we can know the north is here. So C and D is not correct because the wind is not come from the south. So we eliminate C and D. And for A is northeast. So northeast is come from this direction. This direction. No, if it come from this direction, so the sediment should be accumulate here. No, the answer should be boy. Number 11. Which of the following are the characteristics of IT transnational corporation? Number 1, high cost of fabricating. No, the cost is not high. Worldwide equipment. Yes, because it's multi-point. So the equipment of the labor is worldwide. Outsourcing. So the answer will be D. Number 11. Which of the following are the unfavorable factor for the industrial development in Hong Kong in 1980s? Stricter pollution control, high land rents, correct? No, Hong Kong's government not impose high tariff on the industrial products, so high tariff is not correct. So the answer should be A. Number 13, land use PQR. So PQR is somewhere in Northwest New Territories. So R is residential. Q is open storage. P is rural settlement, 村屋. So which of the following are the possible label? We can see the label R, the value is the highest. And then P is the second highest. And Q is the lowest. Now let's see the right hand side match with the item. So 1, intensity of the use of land. Intensity 係密集度. So residential land use is the highest, correct? Second highest is rural, 密集, yes. Last one, open storage. So number 1 correct. Population density also match, highest in residential, second highest in rural settlement, and the lowest in the open storage. Profit earning ability in the pictures, only the open storage they can earn profit, so should be not the lowest. So number 3 is not correct. Open storage, the profit earning is the highest among the 3. So the answer is 1 and 2, boy. Number 14. Which of the following are the key factors of urban encroachment? Urban encroachment, 都市蠶食, so is planned by the government. So in Hong Kong, in form of new town development. New town development. So why? Because the urban area is densely populated. So the Hong Kong government want to decentralize the people from urban to the suburban area. That is the Lai Sha Tin, Tai Po. So the people are moving from urban to the suburbs. So we call this is a urban encroachment, 都市蠶食. So what's the key factor, most important factor, why it can work? So number 1, intra-city accessibility increase. Intra-city, okay, 跨城市，跨 越區域啦，唔好跨城市，跨越區域啦，叫 intra-city 啦，區域啦。So here means the urban and suburbs, they are better linkage. So the accessibility are linked up with like MTR or bus or the roads. So that's why we have urban encroachment. Number 2, counter-urbanization is found. No, in Hong Kong we don't have counter-urbanization, 反城市化. No, so counter-urbanization failed to achieve the urban encroachment. Number 3, urban decays occur in the inner city. So this is a natural phenomenon and is not the key factors causing the urban encroachment. So we have urban decay, so the government need to do the 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours. So it's not directly linked up with the urban encroachment. The answer will be A. Number 15, shows the migration routes of a farming practice in the Sahel. So we can see the movement in wet season and dry season along the Sahel. Which of the following description about the practice are correct? Is called transhumance. Number 1, correct. Cross-border conflicts may disrupt the migration route. Yes. So if there are some cross-border because they belong to different country, so it will affect their migration. The migration usually cause the overgrazing along the route. So when they move, they may also keep a lot of animals exceeds their carrying capacity, overgrazing. The answer is also correct. The answer is D. Number 16, this is a farming method. So actually the farming method is use of the plastics cover. Which of the following about the farming method are correct? Number 1, to reduce the evaporation. Yes, so to cover the soil. Number 2, to reduce the soil erosion. Yes, same. So they cover the soil so as to reduce the soil erosion. Number 3, to increase the use of herbicides. No, IR. So they just cover the land but not to increase the use of herbicides. The photograph below shows plant X. Plant X. Which of the following about the plant X is correct? It obtained nutrient from the undergrowth. No, he did not get the nutrient. So it's a strangler. Okay, 搞殺植物. It will kill the host plant. Okay, 纏住佢啦. So it will obstruct the photosynthesis of the host of the plant. So the answer should be C. Number 18, which of the following are the socio-economic impacts? Socio-economic impacts of deforestation. So number 1, increase in runoff. No, this is about hydrosphere. Decrease in tourism resources. Yes. Loss of medicinal resources. Yes. So the answer should be C. Which of the following are adaptation measures to cope with climate change? Adaptation measures. Adaptation 係適應. So number 1, build the wind farms. Wind farms is called renewable energy. So this is a remedial measure. Construct the seawall, yes, to lower the damage from flooding. Improving drainage system, yes, so also is about to tackle the problem from flooding. The answer should be C. Lastly, which of the following are the impacts of climate change on low latitude regions? Number 1, decrease in crop yields. Yes. 2, extension of frost-free period. No, because in low latitude region, the frost period is already long because they have high annual mean temperature. So the frost-free period is long, so not extend. Decrease in the number of tropical cyclones. No, should be increased because of more evaporation. Okay, more evaporation. So the answer should be A. So that's all for MC. Now we're going to move on to the DBQ questions. So we would like to discuss question 2. 2A shows the location of volcano Q. So let me show you one more time. Volcano Q here in country X and the surrounding area affected by the volcanic eruptions. 2B shows a photograph of Q before and after the eruption. 2C shows a photo of the affected area and some information of the tsunami. Lastly, 2D shows the relationship between the death toll and the area of coastal vegetation. So this is country X, and this is the area affected by the volcano Q. And this is before the eruption, so we can still see some ash coming out. And look at the key changes before and after the volcanic eruption. It is very useful for you to answer in the coming questions. Next one, figure 2C show you a lot of useful information. So this is the damage. And then we have the time of occurrence. And then we have the time of occurrence of tsunami, tsunami wave height, and then the no warning signal has been set up. And the left hand side show you is the pictures about the damage of the tsunami to the region. Figure 2 dots show you about the area of the coastal vegetation and the death toll. So the best fit line show you the relationship between the two. So you can see this is a negative relationship between the area and the death toll. So let's see the question one by one. So I don't read out the marking scheme, so I won't show you the marking scheme. So I will just point out how you perform or anything you can do better in the coming DSE exam. So refer to figures 2A and 2B with reference to plate tectonic theory. Explain the formation of volcano Q. So for this question, I think the overall performance is good. So most of you can explain the formation. So just some of you skip some key idea, like forget the name of the plate. And then also some of you forget to mention about the extrusion of lava. Also, how the lavas form the volcano, you need to use the word cools and solidify. So don't miss out these 3 points, but in general quite good. Most of you can get 4 points. So study the marking scheme, ensure that you don't miss out any key idea. So number 2, fair. Why the tsunami occur follow the volcanic eruption of Q? So volcanic eruption come first and then tsunami comes second. We call this is a secondary hazard. Why we have the secondary hazard? So look at 2A and 2B. So this is the volcanic eruption comes first, and then they will trigger off the tsunami. How the volcanic eruption trigger off? So you can see the volcano is in the middle of the sea. So very important, this is from figure 2A, the location, middle of the sea. Then why it affects the surrounding area? As I mentioned before, you should look at the picture carefully. In figure 2B, so there's an eruption. If this is a normal eruption, we don't affect the tsunami. 咁普通爆啲煙出嚟呢，係唔會有海嘯嘅。So we can see this is a crater, 火山口。But we can see after eruption, the crater collapse. 爆爛咗個口啦 crater collapse. And there are lots of debris. OK， 有啲水啦，一啲嘅 lava 啦，係啦，衝晒落嚟啦 debris cause the submarine landslide. And this submarine landslide will cause the vertical displacement. 咁因為啲碎屑咧，頭先講啦，佢咁樣咧爆落嚟啦，跌落嚟啦。So it will. So let me draw another picture. So this is a volcano, but the volcano collapsed. So there are lots of material. So the materials, when they put down into the sea, so they will pile up the wave. 會將個浪咧會扯高咗嘅。OK， 呢個係原本個浪啦。So when they put down, so the wave will getting higher and higher. So we cause the vertical displacement of seawater. So that's why it triggered off a tsunami in the surrounding area. So make use of the figure to explain. So next question B. Why the tsunami seriously damaged the surrounding area? So this one quite good. So many of you can make use of the data and explain. So I just remind some of you miss out some important data. So for figure 2A, same, you miss out is the short distance. Okay, very close to the volcano, very close, so direct attack. Next one, we have the crater collapse and submarine landslide. So it triggered off a huge energy, high magnitude. 個強度好勁啦 of tsunami. High magnitude of tsunami or large energy. So next one, many useful data. Some of you can use it very well, like high tsunami wave, no warning system, so no awareness for the people to evacuate. And the building here is very weak, so it's prompt to be inundated. So learn some keyword here. Some of you still use some own wordings. Use the word no hazard awareness. So the time lag is short, only 24 minutes. Okay, short time lag. So make use of all this data. C. Describe the relationship between the depth tour and the area of coastal vegetation. So this one should be quite good. So the relationship is negative relationship. When the vegetation increase, so the depth tour decrease. 2 marks. Last question, poor. So last question, we ask you to discuss whether planting of coastal vegetation can reduce the damage. First of all, many of you forget to give your stance. 不論你贊成都好，反對都好，或者一半一半都好，唔該你開頭一個好清楚嘅立場，唔好再寫 for 乜嘢 against 啲 for 或者 against，但係完全冇立場啦。請你開始表明咗自己揀邊一邊先，同埋揀嗰邊請你先寫，係啦，先寫咗佢，係啦，2/3，1。So make it very clear. Still many of you like to use for yes, for no. This is not appropriate. Please give your stand clearly. Discuss whether. Take your standpoint. So planting coastal vegetation can reduce the damage. So for yes, actually only not many points to write down. So as we see from the figure 2D, so planting vegetation, so they can act as the buffer zone. So we can lower the damage, reduce the energy. So you can mention that. So they can create a buffer zone, especially in figure 2A. Let me show you one more time in figure 2A. So, okay, I clear the part. So in figure 2A, if they plant a lot of vegetation, so they can act as a buffer zone to protect the area from the attack. 咁第一個點嘅啫，就係做一個緩衝區啦。However, for the against point, so why we think it's not workable, so you can see this is a large, long coastline. Very long coastline. So the scale should be very large scale. So it's invisible. 講咗好多次呢個 keyword 啦 ，invisible or not cost effective to plant. So it's impossible to plant a lot of vegetation. So once we plant it, we still have the tsunami attack. Okay, besides in figure 2B and 2D, we can see that the tsunami wave caused by the volcanic eruption is high wave height. So it will easily inundate the area, so not protected by plants. So they are easily to overclimb the vegetation and still cause a huge damage to the region. Next one, you can see there are large amount of people living here, so they cannot protect the people. They are exposed to the direct attack. of tsunami. So it's not easy to be covered by the plants. Last one, only some of you mentioned that is about the plate boundary. So the whole area is next to the plate boundary, so we cannot address the root cause. Okay, so they are along plate boundary, so easily to be attacked by tsunami. So this is some reason why planting of vegetation is not able to protect the people around this region. So remember to make use of all the data. Don't use your own idea. This is still data response. Look at the figures. So that's all for question 1.